the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, that the days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. I'm going to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Coming at you with another quick lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. I read it again in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that the days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Slakia. I tie my shoe. All right, so this lesson is coming through the spirit. As I was reading this morning, I was reading the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 3rd chapter. And, as I'm reading this chapter, I started to think about how this society, allows the, dismissal of the father. Okay, how they allow, for the father to be disrespected, talked down on, disregarded. Right? When the Bible clearly says, honor thy father and thy mother. But in the society, what do we see? We see the worship of the mother, the Queen of Heaven worship type of spirit, where the mother is lifted up on a pedestal. Okay, everything has to coincide with the mother. It's all about the mother. When you even think about the different days that they have celebrate, or that are celebrated here, it's always geared towards the benefit of the mother, right? Even when you see a different, people in the entertainment industry, let's just say athletes per se, the most cases you'll hear of them say, shout out to my mom. It's always about my mom, and now there's a lot of situations where, due to the curses, which a lot of people don't understand, due to the curses that the father has been, somehow rooted out of the household, and there's various different situations behind that, and I'm not going to really go too deep in that. In today's lesson, I'm just want to get to the point of, showing you how, the world, this wicked society that we live in today has disregarded, okay, the role of the father. And he knew what he was doing when he set this up. Okay, matter of fact, I want to get what's the scripture in Proverbs? Bind the. We bring this one out quite often. Strong. Let's just type in bind. See what we get. Slovakia, let's type in. Let's put spoil. Wow. Either I'm looking over it or I'm... All right, well, the scripture's going to about, being able to bind the strong man, then you'll be able to spoil his goods, and this is what Esau Edom have done, through his wicked agenda, how he has, destroyed, the household setup, which starts with the father, the mother, then the children, okay, and he rooted the man out of the household. But let's get into Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, the 3rd chapter. It says, hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be safe. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and had confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. Whoso honoreth his father maketh an atonement for his sins. Now, brothers in the faith, and hey, even sisters in the faith that have been awakened, to this truth. You get to a point where it's it would be wise to make a I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. You want to you want to reconcile with your father, if you can. Not saying you got to be best of friends and talk every day or hang out every day, or you want to try to rectify that situation though, on your behalf. Okay, even if the things they may not accept and you might not agree with certain things that happened or what took place. I get all that. A lot of us, majority of us, come from backgrounds or homes where we didn't have a father. Okay, but it comes a point in time of us knowing this truth of, we have to make amends of the situation, especially when you know this truth of the curses that was put on our people. And I'm not justifying the situation, but I'm saying the curses that was put on our people. How we see how Esau has set up, this system to destroy the nuclear family. Okay, how he has set the system up to take the father out of the household, so he can have complete control of the mind of the mother, which trickle down to the kids. For his wicked agenda that you can see set up upon the earth right now. Most of the children that have that are incarcerated, or not just children, but people that are incarcerated, people that drop out of school, and many other crazy things that you see in the society. The statistics say that it's usually coming from what? A single parent home. And a single parent home is very detrimental to a child. Very. Okay? So when you start to think about the aspects of that, and you start to say, okay, well, wait a minute, maybe it wasn't, my father's fault fully, and you start just to think of different things of, okay, this shit was set up, So when you get able to along those lines, then you be able to understand more of, okay, I see what took place in different situations. And it's a case-by-case situation, but what I'm saying is, for your spirit, for your conscience, you want to try to make things better with your father if you can. All right, so let's read Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 3 again. It says, whoso honoreth his father maketh an atonement for his sins. That's heavy. It's a big thing right there, man. And he that honoreth his mother is as one that layeth up treasure. So, it's one of those things where you're supposed to honor your father and mother. Now, in this society, man, and yes, the big thing is the disrespect and disregard of the father. That's a huge thing playing on society. Now, when you look at things now, man, it's like, yo, you see these children, these brute beasts, they're disrespecting, everyone that's raising them. Their grandmothers, maybe their aunties or uncles, I mean, like, this is out of control. But this is the society we're dealing with, man. Or this is the type of children in the society that we're dealing with. Let's continue. Verse 5, it says, whoso honoreth his father shall have joy of his own children. Ooh. Whoso honoreth his father shall have joy of his own children. And when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard. He that honoreth his father shall have a long life. And he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort to his mother. You see? So you see how, how it's beneficial to honor the father and the mother? Okay? But see, in the society, it's how everything has been destroyed. Everything has been flipped upside down. When you read passages like this, into some people's minds, it go say, how? How am I able to do this? I don't have the father in my home. I don't even. So a lot of Jake, and I mean, I had the privilege to know mine, but a lot of Jake don't even know their fathers. But this is the case of if you do, And if you're able to, speak to, your father, you want to try to make amends, if possible. I'm just throwing it out there. All right. Verse 7, it says, he that feareth the Lord will honor his father and will do service unto his parents as to his masters. You see? So it says, he that feareth the Lord will honor his father. Now, it's like that Bible verse, Exodus, the 20th chapter. Okay? And what verse did I read? Exodus 20, or where it states, honor thy father and mother. It's like that's wiped. It's just like it's wiped out, or it's a whitened out, and it just says honor thy mother. And you get why Jake, do it, because who's the one that took care of them? The mother. Their mother was there, and the father, more than likely in a lot of cases, weren't there. But there's a lot of situations behind closed doors that play behind that. And a lot of Jake don't know that. Now, there's cases where you got some deadbeats and some men that did not take on a responsibility. You do have that, and that's wicked. I don't agree with that. That shit ain't cool. Or fathers that made life-costing mistakes. We're not able to be in a child's life no more. Locked up for whatever crazy shit they done did, or situations like that. But Jake just putting a seed in a woman and just bouncing. Hey man, that shit is off, man. That's wicked. But for people that have fathers that were trying to be in their life and the situation didn't work out because the mother, or about a case of adultery, or whatever it is, there's a lot of things that play their part in these different situations that children don't know about. So that's why I said more when you start to understand when it's truth. Now you can get a better sense of, okay, this might have took place, that might have took place. These different things. I don't know. That's something you gotta deal with and ask. Speak to your father, your mother about, if it be. But let's continue. It says, honor thy father and mother, both in word and deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from them. For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children. And he knows this. Okay? It says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. What? He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. He hates a father to be in the household. That's why he did so much to destroy the household. When you look at the welfare system, okay, it was to help. Who? Was it to help the black family as a whole? No. When they said welfare to help the black family, no, they meant the mother, the so-called, black woman or Israelite woman, okay, because the Latino woman fit in there, Was it to help the family, whole family union? No. It was to help the mother and her children. And he was playing the father. You see? Because it was the point where if welfare found out a father was in the household, you was getting kicked. You wasn't going to get no more food stamps. You wasn't going to get no more housing help. The benefits that come from the system. No. The system was to put him out, rule him out, so he can play the father and have control over the mind of the mother and the children. That's what we have done. So it says, for the blessing of the father established the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee. And this is the main point I wanted to hit right here. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee. There is no glory, right, in dishonoring your father. There is no glory of not having no father. Yeah, I didn't have no father. There's no glory in that. Because deep down, You felt that you felt that you didn't have your father's presence, you know. Whether you was able to deal with it, okay, or get over it from old or from young to old. Because sometimes you get to a point of age when you're even younger, you start to say, well, wait a minute, I'm missing. Your spirit knows you're missing something. Something is missing. And it could lead all the way up to your older. Some people don't be able to get to deal with it until they're even 30s, 40s, 50s. You know? Resentment is still there because they didn't have a father. So don't glory in it. Don't glory in dishonor, because that lack of that fatherhood, it shows. Oh, best believe it shows, you know. So glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee. For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father, and a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children. You see? But they don't highlight that in the society. Okay, the things that, because you gotta, you know, both parties, as you can see in this day and age, do a lot of crazy shit, man. You know, and it's been in cases of the mother, man. Oh my goodness, been wilding out, leaving her children in the car. You know, and they overheat, and they die while they go to the club, and you know, leaving them with strangers and people that they just met. You know, and children get touched, and you know, all types of crazy stuff you be seeing happening across the world, man. You know, and scriptures talk about women being like ostriches. You know, I think that's in the book of Lamentations. It's like I'm dealing with the elements right now. So, verse 12, it says, my son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. So it's just giving you, you know, the rundown of, look, your father get older, you know, don't grieve him because of his age, you know, help him. You know, he took care of you, he helped you, help him. And even in the situation where if he didn't, you know, and he get his old age, and you know, you have some type of decency, or like I say, more speaking of, if you're in the truth, bro, you got to let these things go and make amends. And if your father, you know, needs your help him. You know, hard as it may be, because it's not going to be easy. I ain't gonna sit and talk like it's going to be easy. Of a person that you felt you was abandoned from the majority of your life. Nah, that ain't gonna be easy. Okay, but once you come into this knowledge of this truth, look, man, ain't you know, can't think about yourself no more. Can't be selfish. You gotta apply these scriptures. You know, and like I said, it's a case-by-case situation. I'm not, you know, telling, you know, you brothers and sisters to do what y'all can do. I'm just, you know, expressing, okay, and reading what the scriptures is saying. Okay, what society is not telling our people. You know, because like I said, they push more of the dishonor to the father. You know, and blame. You know, and have you at the point where you never make amends with it. You know, you just bitter as your father. Every time you see him, you know, you want to cuss him out. You look at him funny. He trying to make amends with you and say, you know, I try to do better, or try to explain the situation. You like, nah, fuck you. You left. You did this to my mom. You did that to my mom. Yada yada. You know. But we supposed to be, you know, us in this truth. We better than that now. You know, we supposed to be, you know, better than that now. You know, progressing to be, you know, better. I'll say, you know, continually. Okay, so verse 12, my son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, then despise him not when thou art in thy full strength. For the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten, and in his stead, or in instead of sins, it shall be added to build thee up in the day of thine affliction, and it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away as ice in the fair warm weather. And he that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of the Most High. So even with just going into this verse, it's heavy. It says, he that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of the Most High. You see? So this is when you dive a little bit more into honoring thy father and thy mother. Okay? You're not to forsake your father. You're not to curse your mother. You see? The Lord is not pleased in these things. You know? The Lord is not pleased in these things. They just, throw things out there, honor thy father and thy mother. How? There's ways you do that. Okay? But what you see here, in this society, rebellion. Right? Rebellious children. And, and this is not to, just to dismiss the mother. This what this lesson wasn't about, but this was, to, point out, okay, of, basically just the dismissal of the father in the society. Okay? The lack of honor that the father gets. And, a father, like I said, he plays a very major role in a child's life. And there's a lot of fathers out there that actually take care of their children. We're talking about Israelite men, black men, and Latino men that actually take care of their children. That is that strong man in the family, handling their business. But see, that is not highlighted. Okay? Because what they'll say, oh, that's what the man is supposed to do. You're right. But so is for the responsibility of the mother. But you don't say that same energy for the mother of that's what she's supposed to do. You see? This place is nuts. But that's just a point. The spirit, just to touch on that. Like I say, as it was on my spirit to do so, as I was meditating, reading Sirach, the 3rd chapter. So next time I want to say shalom.